Luke 19, 1-9. Jesus entered Jericho and was passing through. A man was there by the name of Zacchaeus. He was a chief tax collector and was wealthy. He wanted to see who Jesus was, but because he was short, he could not see over the crowd. So he ran ahead and climbed a sycamore fig tree to see him, since Jesus was coming their way. When Jesus reached the spot, he looked up and said to him, "Zacchaeus, come down immediately. I must stay at your house today." So he came down at once and welcomed him gladly. All the people saw this and began to mutter, "He has gone to be the guest of a sinner." But Zacchaeus stood up and said to the Lord, "Look, Lord, here and now I give half of my possessions to the poor, and if I've cheated anybody out of anything, I will pay back 4 times the amount." Jesus said to him, "Today salvation has come to this house, because this man too is a son of Abraham." It's no overstatement to say that in their day, tax collectors like Zacchaeus were among the least popular people around. Tax collectors were known for cheating people out of money. They had a reputation for being corrupt. They'd collect more than they needed and keep the extra for themselves. Worse still, they worked for the oppressive Roman Empire, so they were despised as traitors who loved money and possessions more than their own people. But for Zacchaeus, everything changed in a wonderful God-ordained moment when he met with the Son of God. You get the feeling that it wasn't just Zacchaeus' finances that were affected on that day. His transformed heart would have led to different expressions of outward generosity and a restoration of relationships with the people he had wronged. Sure, people may have had questions, but they couldn't have doubted that the encounter and the transformation was authentic. They saw it in the way he lived. Why was Zacchaeus suddenly able to loosen his grip on his money and his things? Because he found something of infinitely greater worth. This true story reminds us of what can happen when sinful, greedy men come face to face with a shockingly generous God. Our focus can shift, priorities can be realigned, what seemed important before can be shown for what it really is. Faded, dull, and temporary. Earthly things can lose their shine, and the eternal glory of knowing Jesus, spending time with him, and becoming more like him can become our very reason for living. We are undone. He transforms us from the inside out, because when we've received grace like this, how could we ever stay the same? What earthly things have lost their shine since you met with Jesus? How has he changed your attitude towards money, possessions, and people?